we have a brand new synchro monster in the upcoming Burst Protocol set, Zaren the Chainbound Dragon. He is the new free agent for synchro decks, and he has a fairly unique and interesting effect that could make him even better than a card like Zaren the Floor. But before we get into that, I do want to note that while he is a cool looking new boss monster, his artwork is kinda confusing to me. Like this part right here. At first glance, it's kinda look like his leg, right? But upon closer inspection, it looks kinda detached from the rest of his body. And also, it doesn't look like a leg at all. It looks more like a weird tentacle with claw. Also, where does this giant rope thingy even connects to? I have so many questions. So if you guys can figure out his anatomy, feel free to leave a comment. But anyway, let's talk about the actual card itself. Zaren is a level 7 synchro monster that is also a tuner. He is a dark dragon monster, which is great typing, and he has also fairly high stat to boot. But he is fairly quite difficult to summon, as he requires 1 tuner and 1 plus synchro monster. But let's get back to that in a bit. He can be used as a synchro climb since he can be both a tuner and a non-tuner. But I see this card more as an endboard piece since his main effect is when a card or effect is activated in response to the activation of a card or effect, you can either negate that effect and destroy that card, or negate the effect of the card that was responded to and destroy it. This effect is kind of a mouthful, so let's give you an example. Let's say my opponent activates a Raigeki. Zaren would not be able to immediately negate it like Zaren the Floor can. But now, let's say you activate a quick effect like an MST. Now you can use Zaren effect to negate the card that MST is responding to, which in this instant would be the Raigeki. So what do you know? MST does in fact negate. So TLDR, you can only activate Zaren effect as a chaining 3 or higher, but you can choose to negate either of the 2 previous effects in the same chain. You might think that this card is just Zaren with extra step, but there are some cases where this effect is just more useful. The first one is negating through chain blocking. The most common example would be negating an X-ray seal that was chain link blocked by an aggregator. Another example is that you can negate some cards that you normally wouldn't be able to negate if you have an appropriate card or effects that you can chain to those cards. The only thing that holding this card back is that it has a quite strict summoning condition. There is one interesting angle to summon this card though, and that's through Diabelle, Queen of the White Forest, that can cheat out this card from the extra deck with her effect. Nevertheless, this is a card that you might want to keep a lookout for. He might just become the next generic endboard boss monster